So, the bathtub guy. Yeah, I think we need to talk about him. On May 24th, 1743, a little guy was born by the name of Jean-Paul Marat. He was a pretty smart guy, and at a pretty young age, he started studying medicine. He was later appointed as a royal physician. Unfortunately for him, all his studies could not cure his skin disease, seborrheic dermatitis, and he spent the majority of his time in his bathtub, hence why we call him Bathtub Guy. Hey. Wait. How are you here? I thought you were dead. Doesn't matter. Besides, you're supposed to be documenting all the radical things I did in my life rather than just me sitting in a bathtub. One, all your accomplishments happened in your bathtub, and two, you're sitting in your bathtub right now. Kid, just get on with telling people how awesome I am. Jeez, okay, no need to lose your head over this. That joke would have been more funny if you were doing Robespierre. Shoot! After going under the radar for a few years, he became a well-known doctor in London. In his time there, he wrote a number of books and articles to little success. One of his earliest political articles was The Chains of Slavery, where he ripped on the ideas of aristocracy, which would be the focus of the majority of his articles going forward. Dang right, my literary articles wouldn't be the top talk of Paris. Yeah, we know, I was getting to that. Well, go faster! Well, after a while of coming back and being a physician and a scientist, he wrote an infamous article known as The Friend of the People, which was an absolutely insane article bashing on the royal family. After this, he became quite the influential figure. He particularly devoted... What? I'm just looking at guys. He particularly advocated to take down the aristocracy because he was convinced they were all out to get the revolution and him. You're making me sound insane. Both in a good and bad way. I mean, dude, you were awesome, but also you should probably have gone to therapy. The only therapy then was hypnotherapy. Really? The more you know. He later fled France for a short time due to publishing the attacks on Jacques Necker, the king's finance minister. He came back 3 months later, and his fame protected him from the authorities for a short time. The National Assembly sentenced him to a month in prison, but he went into hiding again and continued his campaigns from the shadows and his bathtub. When bloody riots broke out, he saw this as the first sign of the counter-revolution. He then came to the conclusion that after the king attempted to flee France, that the monarchy should be dethroned and that the royalty should be executed. He then denounced the National Assembly for not violently murdering the king and queen. Though he advocated for the execution of suspected counter-revolutionaries, he had no say in just how many of them actually got a free trip to see Jesus. I don't believe in doing this. He had opposed France's declaration of war against the anti-revolutionary Austria in April, but once the war had begun and the country was in danger of invasion, he advocated a temporary dictatorship to deal with the emergency. Okay, yeah. I know where this is going. Can we just cut this part out? Nah, we're just getting to the good part. If the guillotine were still here, I'd have you executed. Lol. On July 13th, Charlotte Corday, a young Gorodin supporter from Normandy, guys, I can't read, went into Marat's bathroom, asked him for protection, and then proceeded to stab him multiple times. She was then later executed by guillotine. You suck. I know. You literally spent the majority of this making fun of me for living in a bathtub. Well, how else was I supposed to keep my peers' attention? Jingle some keys, put a loop of Subway Surfers footage underneath the video. Subway what? Never mind. Anyway, that's all for this, I guess. Guys, it's barely teetering on, 5 minutes. All the credits to this go to Britannicana.com, which is where I found the majority of my information, and this was really fun to make. Thanks.